This tricky section right here is going to be a lot of fun. Let's see what the Frontier can do for us. Oh, no problem at all. The build show today, we are going off the build. That's right, we're doing some truck reviews, and today we're driving the 2022 NISSAN Frontier Pro 4X. This is their top of the line mid-size truck, 310 horsepower, fully loaded, only 44,000, a pretty nice value. And this truck has a lot of kind of memories for me, because I drove for years as a young builder. From 1995 to 2001, I had two different Nissan hard body pickup trucks. Those are the original King cabs, if you remember those. Man, that was a great truck for a young man like me. I was single for a while, then I got married. I had a lot of fun on the weekends going on hunting, fishing trips with that. But I was a builder Monday through Friday, and that's what this review is all about. What would this truck do for me on a Monday through Friday builder basis? But then when I'm getting out on the weekends, I'm having some fun, I'm off-roading potentially, I'm doing hunting and fishing trips, I'm taking my kids or my wife out, or I'm pulling an RV. So let's get going on this truck and see what we think. We're at the General Sam's off-road park, and this tricky section right here is gonna be a lot of fun. Let's see what the Frontier can do for us. I'm actually gonna throw this in 4-wheel low as we get down on this section. Now this is a pre-production model. This is the 2022. And I understand as we go into 4-wheel drive low, we'll actually have a front-facing camera that will turn on. There we go, we can pop the camera on. Check it out, now we can see what's going on around us. And that was a tricky section for him, you know, and this is not a huge truck, this is a mid-sized vehicle, and it did great right there. Camera turns on for a couple minutes. All right, we got a giant mutter right here. Let's see what the Frontier will do for us through here. Oh, no problem at all. That's a section that absolutely swallowed a Hyundai that I saw that was buried in the mud, and it took 3 dudes to help get it out. The Frontier right through it, no problems at all. All right, let's think about a work truck though. If this is my work truck, I need outlets, I need a space to work. I'm gonna flip it back into 4-wheel high while we're talking. So we've got just one USB A and C. I wish we had another. That would be kind of nice to have more. But we've got heated and cooled, no, just heated seats on this truck. And we've got a little bit of a work surface. Remember, this is a mid-size truck. This is not a full-size, so we don't have a massive space for a laptop, but at least we do have some flat surface. We've also got a wireless wireless phone charger. My phone's getting a charge right here. What's our bed size, Derek?
It's a 5-foot bed. So
5-foot bed.
That charger too is actually slanted. So that's something that we incorporated right before launch, so the phone won't move when you're doing this crazy stuff. So
Smart.
trying to be mindful of truly taking this thing and pushing it to its
off-road position.
Yeah, and you also have a couple USBs back here, just so you know, with the 120.
Oh, that's cool. And the 120's back there?
Yeah, there's 120 here, and then there's one in the bed as well.
There's an inverter button right here where we can go 150 or 400 watts, and then we've got a plug in the back, so if we need to charge our laptop while we're working or whatever, charge our batteries, we've got an inverter here, and then there's also one in the bed, and that's gonna go up to 400 watts, so that's pretty decent. We're not gonna run a circular saw off that, but we're easily gonna use, let's say, an inflator if we gotta inflate our air mattress or pump our tires up or that sort of thing if it's a 110 outlet. So Nissan's thought of a lot of good builder / off-road specific things for this truck. And I gotta say, the memories come flooding back. This feels like the heritage of that original King cab that I had back then. And I talked to Derek, the Nissan guy here. He was telling me a story about the King cab name that I didn't know. Back in the day when I was an early builder in the 90s, you know, it was rare to see that extended cab. Single cabs really ruled the day. And apparently there was a Nissan guy who was a bigger dude, and his last name was King. And he said, you know, I need a little more space to pull my seat back, which speaks to me as a 6'1". I'm not large, but I am tall. I like being able to put that seat back. And so they made a King cab version, extended cab version, and they called it the King cab based on that Nissan guy whose last name was King. How cool is that? I love it. Let's pull up over here and let's talk about the bed and the exterior features. All right, I do love backup cameras. Before the days of backup cameras, I backed into way too many things on job sites. And this one's got the 360, which is really nice. Only one knock on Nissan. I wish this was a little higher resolution. This feels like it's, standard def instead of high def. It's one thing I'd like to see Nissan come out with on the 2023s, but I love being able to see all around the truck to avoid a gate on a job site or a pylon and backing up, that sort of thing. It's more than just a backup cam. Having that kind of 360 view, really, really handy. All right, the Nissan Frontier, like old times. It was like an old friend. Let's check out the exterior. I love the paint job. Number one, this is really cool. This, what do they call it? Tactical green metallic is what it's called. And interestingly enough, the Pathfinder that's here also has this gray color. I forget what they call it, but I like that gray. You can get this Frontier in that as well. This would look good with the builder logo on the side. Speaking of the side, those side mirrors with the cameras, I sure like those. And this has rock rails like the other heavy duty trucks. And this is interesting, these bolts you're seeing here, this is so you can bolt on a step down, so we can step out of that and have a traditional step down, pull those off, and now we've got a rock rail again. Now 5-foot bed, as I mentioned earlier, but when I had my Nissans in the 90s with a 5-foot bed, I put a truck box on there, and I was able to put 10-foot, 12-foot lumber and cantilever it off the truck box. Sometimes I'd put a bag of concrete on it. This thing was great. And in the 90s, when I owned one, it was a billy goat. I mean, the engine was nowhere near as strong, nor was the four-wheel drive as capable it is today. But I would put a couple of 100-pound sandbags over top of that rear axle, and I would get out in the worst tall snow. I'd have snow all the way up to the top of my wheels, and I would billy goat through that. So I have really fond memories of my Nissan from the 90s. And this is really a capable, third, fourth generation cousin to those originals. The Frontier, impressive little package. If you're a builder that is the right fit for a mid-sized truck like this, your family's not big, you're still single, this would be an amazing work truck during the week and a really fun truck on the weekends. Guys, I'll put a link to this particular Nissan down in the website below, and big thanks to Derek, who took me on the ride today and gave me all the info. Impressive truck. This is Truck and SUV Week. We're here at this test track outside of Houston. This is General Sam's Off-Road Park. We're testing a bunch of vehicles, so stay tuned for our next review. If you guys aren't currently subscribers, hit that subscribe button below. We've got new content here every Tuesday and every Friday. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Otherwise, we'll see you next time on The Build Show.